We just need to pull it out of the way enough to get to the rest of the screws. Okay, I'm going to pause it so I can show you the, well, no, let's just, let's see. Okay, I've got to turn the focus lock off. There's a torque screw. There's a torque screw there. There's a torque screw there. There's a torque screw there. Wiggly right here. This little pulls out of the way. This is the contraption that. This little contraption is the thing that makes your car go beep when you have the key in the ignition switch. I take those out and throw them away because I don't like to hear that sound when just because my steering or just because my key is in the steering column. I don't want to know it. I don't want it to beep. So that won't ever be back in there. But that's how it goes originally from the factory. Now we've got, this is the one screw, that black right there. 3 Phillips in here somewhere. Second to change screwdriver bits. Yes, baby. I'll probably be done in maybe 15 minutes. I think it was sitting on the tank of the toilet. You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to take the screw out. I can get the screwdriver in there. Do I not have a number 3? I swear it was a number 3. Well, in a pinch, a number 2 will work, and that's what we're going to use. But a number 2 is kind of sloppy in it. This is a funny shaped screw also, by the way. See how it's got that long, it's got threads on the first half of it, and the back half of it's got that big thick shoulder, and then even on top of that it's got a centering tapered head. So yeah, that's a weird screw, so don't lose that. Alright, we took that screw out. Now watch this. Ta-da! Ain't that easy? That screw fits in this groove of the lock cylinder. And that's why you can't pull the lock cylinder out without taking that screw in. But since I've got the keys for this cylinder, I'm just going to put it all back together. Focus, focus, focus. I'll lock the focus again here for a second. Remember that thing that I threw away? Hold on, where'd it go? It's gone. In place, and nope, never mind what I just said about that signal switch. So forget that I ever mentioned. I'm probably gonna just not talk so much and just put this thing back together. Something that, here's a trick. Fieros, they've got plastic dashes, plastic console centers, plastic everywhere, and these screws go into this plastic. To keep from destroying the threads on these plastic holes, turn the screw backwards, put the screw in the hole, put a little bit of pressure on it, turn it backwards. It's not going to do it. Most of the time you can feel a little click. And that's when the threads of the screw line up with the holes that have already been cut, the threads that have already been cut into the hole. So you're not cutting new threads. And that really, really saves on the plastic. Because every time you cut new threads on it, you run the risk. There, that one clicked. I'm gonna try to be really quiet. Maybe you can hear it. Hear it? Right there. One more time. And more of a hearing it, you can actually feel the screwdriver kind of drop forward when those threads line up. And you want to do that because if you cut new threads, one, you're running the possibility of stripping out the threads out of the hole and not being able to even put the screw in there in the first place, or cracking the hole and it won't be able to hold pressure on the screw anymore. Remember I told you to pull down on the hazard switch plunger when you were taking it out? I do the exact same thing when I'm putting it in. I try to turn the screw backwards until I can kind of feel it click. There it went. Hold on, I'm going to do it again. See, I don't know if you can see it, but I felt it and it probably moved a 30/2 of an inch. Okay, so I've got my threads lined up. I'm pulling down on the knob so I can put a good amount of forward force to make sure the Phillips screwdriver is engaged in the head well, and I'm tightening it up. Hazard switch seems to work okay. There. Okay, remember this funny peg that you have to line up correctly inside there, which if you know to look for it, you'll see it. But if you don't know kind of how it came apart, you'll be like, eh, how do I do that? I always want to check myself, make sure it's going to work, and it seems to be fine. I put the spring back on. Horn slip ring. This now, remember we had this groove that we got to line up with this groove. Well, since you're gonna be lining up those grooves, the big hole right here that this plastic column for the slip ring fits into, that needs to be lined up kind of. It'll be really close to being lined up when you put the lock plate on, because with the lock plate there's a tooth, 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 and then a big flat smooth area. And there's a flat smooth area right here that's going to match with it. So don't force anything together. Everything should go together pretty easy. See how it slid right on? Okay, I don't have anything lined up yet. Not lined up, and then all of a sudden the teeth line up with the grooves, and it just pushed right on.